Let's save some money today. Let's do that together. And I know this is gas logic, but if you're in the 35mm or if you're in the film camera game, you know you're gonna be spending some money. Superfluous money, hopefully. We know that we shoot 35mm or we shoot medium format, 120, whatever you shoot, and it costs a little bit more than those digital photographers. Now I shoot both. 35 I shoot for fun. If we can save money, let's do it. Today in this box, I want to show you how you can get into 35mm photography for not much money by purchasing obscure brands of cameras, old school brands of cameras that are still very, very good, but people don't really talk about. There's so much hipster stuff that goes on. So much of this cult following what the next best person's doing. Whoever's got all the Instagram hits. What are they shooting? I should be shooting that. You guys, there's such a wide variety of camera equipment out there, photography equipment. Old school cameras. Crazy cameras. So let's look at some of these older brands. In this box is a camera that is actually awesome and people don't talk about it that much. It isn't massively good, there's nothing massively special about it, but it does have special qualities. Like I said, all I'm trying to do is look at these obscure camera brands. So yeah, I picked this one up on eBay for, I think, $5. I'm going to double check that, but I believe it was $5. And the reason it caught my eye was the way the name was stamped on the case. I just loved the old school vibes. If you want a leather case for anything, so say you buy a Leica camera or a Contax camera or a Voigtlander or any high-end camera. If you then want to buy a leather case for it, it is hundreds of dollars for that leather case. Back in the day, these cameras all came with leather cases because they were extremely expensive. Very, very high-end when they were made. In the 60s, this camera was made by hand. Look at that beast. Anyway, this camera was made in East Germany in 1962. 1962 in Germany, it was still East and West Germany. There was still a Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall did not come down until 1989. This camera started off, I believe, in 62, and it had an 8-year run. Wonderful design, wonderful camera, and super interesting. Let's dive in and let's have a look. Look at that case. I mean, that is insanely cool. I'm just going to take the camera out of the leather case so I can have a good look at it. But the actual case itself is in such good condition. What you are looking at right now is the Hanimex Praktica Nova Ib or IB. This is a 35mm SLR, wonderful, fully manual camera from back in the day. It is fully manual. It has a light meter, but the light meter is not electronic. It's actually made of selenium, I believe, which is insane, but so cool. That means I don't need a battery to use this camera. It has a light meter, yes, but this camera is from 1962 or between 1962 and 75, which means the light meter is probably not very good. So I'm going to use an external light meter anyway. My point is this. If you're looking for a fully manual, fully mechanical camera, which has kind of a light meter, then this is not a bad option. You can pick these up for like $5 to $15. So if you think about it for a second, this is a German-made piece of equipment. It has an inbuilt light meter. The light meter is actually at the top where you see the camera name. Behind that, this bar here is the light meter. Now this is an M42 mount lens. This is an M42 mount lens. What does that mean? it means that my Pentax cameras, so my Spotmatic, my SV, take the same lens. You notice I'm moving the camera and keeping the lens nice and still because the lens is what cost me the money. Wonderful zoom lens. I mean, people don't really use those that much anymore, but I tend to keep them around. So I can interchange my lenses with my Pentax cameras, my old school Pentax cameras, with this wonderful Praktica camera. Now that is something which I always consider before I buy a camera. Do I have the glass for it? Remember, these are just bodies. It's the glass that costs the money. But that also fits on this wonderful old school 1962 German inbuilt light meter 35mm camera. Now, if you want a camera that is obscure, that's not going to cost you much money, then do consider these older retro under the table type cameras. Now, this is not much bigger than my Spotmatic, right? Kind of the same vibes, you guys. But the Spotmatic's going to cost you so much more money. The Praktica cameras are going to cost you less money. Let's get shooting film. Let's spend less money. Listen, this is the way I see it. Cinestill, this is 800 tungsten. I think I just paid 15 bucks for this. 15 bucks for this roll of film. That is not a small amount of money. This Praktica Nova, I would liken it to Kentmere 400. Now, this roll of Kentmere 400 I bought to save money, just like the camera. This is 100 foot of black and white negative film. This cost me $70. $70. That is 18 rolls of 36 shots. You guys, I mean, do the math. That's about $270 worth of film in this roll. Save money. Don't spend the money on this 35mm. If you want to spend money, you guys, if you want to really spend money, shoot medium format. All right, you're going to get less shots. It's going to be super sharp, super crisp. The colors are going to be great. If that's what you want to do, go do it. But at this moment, in this economy, save your money. This particular camera feels wonderful in the hand. It feels just as good as my M42 mount Pentax cameras. So let's have a little look. Let's have a peek at these vibes. You guys, 1/500 bulb and 1 second. That's plenty fast enough. I've got my light meter on this side, set my ASA on this side, and then I can just dial in my aperture on the aperture ring, or my f-stop on the aperture ring. And then the shutter release is on the front. You can also lock that by turning it. So if you turn this shutter release, and then you can put a remote shutter, screw that into there as well. So everything you need to shoot 35mm in this East German powerhouse, the Praktica Nova Ib. $5 on eBay. Built-in light meter. But do use a Sunny 16 raw and do get an external light meter, because that's probably not going to be very accurate. But who cares? You're not shooting this professionally, and if you are, just warn your client that it's going to be hit and miss. That having been said, it's a reliable camera. It's a chunky camera. It looks cool. It's got those vibes, and it's going to enable you to shoot 35mm. Thanks for joining me on this obscure Camera Tuesday. Don't spend too much money. Go out, enjoy 35, enjoy that M42 mount, and shoot, take, make images. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys.